Good morning, everyone. Frank Sinclair.
And Lisa Sinnott.
We are the Be Encouraged show with Frank and Lisa on Monday morning. We are so incredibly glad to have you here. We're based here in Colorado Springs. We specialize in keynote speaking, emceeing, and facilitating sessions on diversity and leadership development for a global audience. We're passionate about helping professionals maximize their potential and fostering resilience.
Yes.
Yes.
Favorite topic.
Yeah, favorite topic. So I turned to her. I said
Yes.
she was going to be on that, right? So adaptive organizational cultures in small to mid-sized businesses worldwide. And listen, guys, welcome once again to the Be Encouraged Show with Frank and Lisa, where we provide a platform for entrepreneurs and community-focused individuals to expand their reach and create a positive impact here in the Colorado Springs community.
All right, so real quick, we'll highlight our amazing sponsors. Today's episode is brought to you by our platinum sponsor, Joshua Aguirre and his company Crescio. They offer pay what you can consultations to underprivileged entrepreneurs in Colorado Springs and teach people how to leverage ChatGPT for their business. So visit them at crescio.com to learn more. And do you want to get more leads for your business? Obviously. Who doesn't? So go ahead and visit us at beencouraged.net to become a sponsor and get your business name out there to our growing audience. Our platinum sponsor has seen an aggressive 900% growth in their business in just 7 months. So like and follow us on Facebook and LinkedIn to join us on our journey to extend hope and encouragement and help people realize their potential through networking, collaboration, and community involvement.
Okay. How you doing?
Good.
Yeah.
Are you ready to introduce our amazing
Yeah.
guests?
What an
We have been waiting
incredible
for
panel.
this. Yes.
That we get an opportunity to introduce you guys to today. First of all, to my right is Taylor Chapman. He is a sound engineer and audio editor. Rocks a great beard as well.
Yes.
All of you.
Today.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
All of you in community that have beard and be like me. This is the reason we have it. Taylor is a retired U.S Army soldier where he served as a bomb squad technician and Special Forces medic, Green Beret. Thank you for your service, my friend.
Appreciate it.
Indeed. And to my left is Mr. Paul Watson. He is our host today, right? Now, the panel host today, he serves at the Veterans Voice team to bring weekly podcasts, news, radio, and more to the veteran and military community. Thank you for your service as well, Paul.
Thank you.
You served at 16?
22.
22 years. Yeah. 22. Where did you go in when you were 11?
the beard says off.
That's just the teenagers.
Right.
Color.
It was new style.
Yes.
Yeah. This is just kid look right
Yeah.
We also
tend to do that. Yeah.
They do indeed. And we have the fabulous Justina Baker with us today
In the
as
house.
well. And I say this because this really does not encapsulate all that Justina is, but she's an energetic beam of light who is working to bring good news stories. Recently launched YouTube channel to the community on Sundays. You can see her gnarly one-on-one.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And she's also the community outreach and event coordinator at Mount Carmel as well.
Yes, and Taylor, also, you're the production team for Veterans Voice, correct?
Yes.
As of now, yeah.
Good job.
We have breaking news, Taylor.
The Veterans Voice is ongoing changes.
Yes. Flexible, adaptable, you got this.
100%.
We understand that.
I was gonna say, you guys understand that more than anybody. You just gotta be ready for whatever.
Oh,
We
yeah.
get pivot.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yes. Pivot.
Taylor's done an awesome job doing with Pivot, because I'm just the host,
Yes.
I'm the face, right?
Yeah.
But he's been crushing everything behind the scenes.
Indeed.
Couldn't do it without these guys.
That teamwork is what it's all about. That's why we have a great team here.
Yes.
You know, guys, what we typically do, Paul, since you are a panel host today, I'll start with you.
Okay.
I want you to tell our audience a little bit about who is this Paul Watson?
Yeah, so born and raised in Omaha, Nebraska.
Had to be raised somewhere, right?
Yeah. I did the normal stuff up until I joined the military. I joined the National Guard in 2001. I was a senior in high school when I joined. So I swore in, and so they set my date. I had a late entry date to go in.
Oh, I did that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
delayed entry. Yeah.
So I signed up February of 2001, and they set my date to leave for basic training September 25th of 2001. So 2 weeks to the date before I leave for basic training, the towers go down.
Oh my.
And I was like, uh-oh, so this changes things.
Yes.
Ended up, loving being in the military. I initially joined the National Guard, ended up loving being in the military. Got my first deployment in 2007. Met some Green Berets. I was out there. I was like, that looks awesome. I want to go do that. Those guys look sweet. And came back, tried out for it, made it, and then was a Green Beret for the last 13 years of my career. Went active duty because I loved it so much and made a career out of it, and then retired.
Did you do Afghanistan, Iraq?
So 2 years in Afghanistan.
2 years in Afghanistan.
Yep, I got 3 deployments, 2 years, 2 combat, 1 non-combat. Yeah, so it was a lot of fun. I got a lot of deployments to, being a 10th group, their area of operation is Yukon, Europe Command. So I've worked in probably 25 different European countries.
Wow. Were you married all during that time?
Yep, so my wife has been with me pretty much right after I graduated the Q course. Well, I guess two years after I graduated the Special Forces course, we got married. So she's only known Special Forces.
Wow.
So 11 years you've been married?
Yep, 11 years actually.
Look at that time.
That's what he did in the Air Force was accounting. So
His wife is talking well, that's what that is.
Whatever it takes, just
I'm just saying, I know.
yeah, long as we get to the
We'll
destination.
say it's not, but, okay.
She's gonna take the credit for my wife.
I love that lady. She is awesome.
Yeah, that was actually pretty spot on. It was actually 2 weeks ago. 11 years.
11 years.
Happy
Congratulations.
anniversary.
Yeah, and one little boy, I got a 7-year-old boy, and he's just crushing it. He goes to Manitou. Just
You
awesome.
live in Manitou?
No, we live right off of 21st Street, so we choiced it in Manitou.
You choice in the Manitou?
Yep,
Is that
because
a
we're
good
in
school,
district,
or?
it's an amazing school.
Really?
Yeah, so we're technically District 11,
Okay.
which is the largest district in
Right.
Colorado Springs.
Yeah, my kids.
Yeah,
We're in
and
D11.
yeah, my wife grew up on a farm. I grew up in Nebraska, small town, like small living.
Yeah.
So a lot of our neighborhood actually chose the Manitou, so we heard about it in there, and he only has 40 kids in his grade. He has 20 kids in his grade.
Wow.
You walk to that school, and every single teacher in that school knows him by first name.
Oh, that's cool.
That's awesome.
It's just small town living.
Yes.
They still do the parades. They still do the senior parades, and it's just such a great community up there.
Yeah.
They still like to be Manitou loves to be weird, and it's cool with it. Cool with that. So it's definitely
You didn't see that look.
It's kind of like Berkeley, California.
It's like the Austin, Texas. Good guys.
It's like
like weird fun.
enclave, right? Yeah.
being from Nebraska, my wife grew up on a farm. It's not necessarily as conservative as we would typically go towards, but it's just that small community, which is so cool up there.
Sound like you're just setting your son up for success.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah,
Well, and,
so which is
you go
really
to these
cool.
bigger districts, and these kids that my son, I'm very, very fortunate my son has excelled. He's at 1 hour a day, he goes up and learns at the grade above him. 7 other kids from his grade.
That's what I love about Colorado Springs. I mean, when I was an Air Force wife when we moved here, and I love that you can choice in. Because my 2 older daughters were into soccer, and Pine Creek at the time had the best soccer league. So I literally drove from Peterson Air Force Base every day, 45 minutes, north and south.
Yep.
Yeah, it was crazy, but it was worth it.
Yeah.
We do what we do for our kids, right? It's a thing.
Yeah, and that's kind of the same reason, same thing that we really like about that is because those kids that excel at certain things, they don't get left behind, or the kids that don't excel don't get left behind.
Right.
because it's such a small, I mean, he has 20 kids in his class, where District 11 has 40 kids in some of the classes.
Yeah.
And so those kids that excel, or the kids that, sorry, I'm not trying to talk bad about District 11.
Yeah.
But those kids that excel,
Just making
excel
choices for your babies.
Yeah, exactly.
You never have to apologize for making choices for your baby.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Well, I had a girlfriend, her son was a brainiac, like, I mean, literally, but they have schools here for the really
For the
smart
brainiacs.
brainiacs, yeah.
Yeah.
And then also for the kids who are really good with instruments, the arts, and so you can really pick
And not
choose.
brainiacs.
Well, they could be both.
They got schools for those too.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
We'll get our whole show
Alright.
dedicated to your son.
Your son is your son. But he's a
We get Lisa
pianist.
on the road because she's a mama,
I
right? And that subject just hits her closer. Your mama as well.
I am. Yes,
Yeah,
I
how
am.
old's your little boy?
Well, 15 now. My
Oh
goodness.
my, wow, yeah.
And he struggles with the grades, let me just tell you, because he is smart, and he knows he's smart, and he knows what he can get away with.
Yeah.
And I don't know where he got that from, but
His daddy?
so yeah, here we are, and I like, if I had the time to homeschool him, I would, but I can't. So yeah, I wanted to be in this one. I've got to figure that out. So it's definitely on him. But COVID really messed them up on schedules and turning in stuff, and the teachers, they've had to regrade stuff a million times. So he just figured, oh, I'll do this when I can. I'll do that when I get to it. And I'm like, you can't do that anymore. You got to do it now. You have
Right.
a deadline, and he's a procrastinator. And
But what about you? Who are you?
who am I?
Yeah.
Who
Oh
are
my
you?
God, what kind of question
There's
is
so
that?
much
We don't have enough time to talk about all that, guys.
We got time to highlight some.
Yes.
Let's see, me. Right now I'm working on my next chapter of life. Let's just say that.
Well,
So-
start at the beginning. Where were you born? Where
Oh
you
my
from?
God, girl.
Basics.
So I was born in Germany,
Why?
Nuremberg. My father was a combat medic and a drill sergeant. So yeah, 18 years he served in the military.
Okay.
And that's why I'm so involved with Mount Carmel Veterans Service Center, because he struggled with PTSD. You guys know a little bit about that.
Yes.
Tried to take his own life. I found him at 14. Really tough deal. But it was a sign of weakness. It was, get up, soldier, you're fine. Nobody ever talked about it. And, this generation is so different because mental health is so important. Mental health affects everything. It affects your whole body. And it's amazing that I get to see that now because,
But you are diverting away from our question. Let's go back to who you are. And nice try.
Oh, great. So Mount Carmel Veterans Service Center.
I know. Let me get in my comfort zone. Yeah.
Paul tried to do that when we first met him. You're like, no, let's rewind.
Yeah.
Well,
It's hard to talk about this.
It is hard to
it
talk.
is, and there's so much that, I've been through, and I'm really grateful. Let's just say that I'm grateful for where I am right now and everything.
So you've been here
Made me.
how long in Colorado?
So I drove here when I was 19.
Why did you drive here?
Kid stuff, adult, my parents, and just bad, or not, I wouldn't say bad childhood, all those things, like it was time for me to go. And I lived in Lawton,
You
Oklahoma.
fled the coop.
Yeah, it's small
You were in
town. I was
Lawton?
a big fish in a little bitty town.
You always knew it was big stuff on the horizon for you?
Yes, I did.
Why?
Actually.
How did you figure that out?
God.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I've had some really crazy things happen that I believe really big in guardian angels, and there's times where I couldn't deny it even if I wanted to. So I just didn't know when those things would happen, but I feel they're coming now.
Yeah.
Do you have siblings?
I do. I have a brother, but he's not very existent. I'll just say that.
Okay. Is he older brother?
1 year younger.
When you're younger than
Yeah. He was also military, so.
You did some crazy stuff in the spring. I mean, crazy good.
Thank you.
Crazy good.
Yeah.
She
Crazy
still
good.
is.
I want to make sure I say
Yes.
that. You've done probably some crazy other stuff. We won't go into that. Let's talk about the crazy
I'm a
good.
good girl. Hold on, wait a minute. Time out. See, when do we get to know you?
He's next. He knows.
You're next.
Yeah, you won beauty pageant or something? What was that?
So I was runner-up for Miss Latin when I was 17, and then Miss Colorado Springs when I was married, but we won't talk about that. And then Miss Southern Colorado of America. I love you too. Hey, we all have to go through things, right? To grow through things. And I've done a lot of growth and healing, and I'm working on all that. So, but those are still important chapters of my life. And I played semi-pro football for 8 years. I was a defensive end, outside linebacker.
Someone I just met the other night played, so I can't
Yeah.
think of, and I said, you know Justina? She said, yes, I know, yeah, we're going in tackles in my pro football.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did that. I gripped
What would lead you to do something like that?
Okay.
Was it some aggression?
So cover your ears, son, if you're listening to this. So, I was approached originally by the Lingerie Football League. Okay, I know. But in my eyes, right? Because my uncle was the defensive coach for the Raiders, the Cardinals. I grew up in football. I grew up in Oklahoma. Girls didn't play football, but I had a heck of an arm. And they contacted me, reached out to me, and I said, I can't do that. To me, that is demeaning what this is about. We want to raise our daughters to see you can be in full uniform and play the sport correctly and build the game, and that's where I wanted to go with it. But at that time, they didn't have that. So then when the IWFL came out, which is full year NCAA rules, they approached me. The Independent Women's Football League.
Okay.
So I suited up and played, and at the time I was working like 80 hours a week in the car industry as a finance director, so I only practiced with the team for like 2 years, and then I changed careers. Yeah, just to play. I'm the women's encyclopedia for football, which was like one of the coolest things to see because that's how everything starts, right? That's how you build the sport and the league. And
how interesting. What a life, girlfriend.
Oh, I've got so many things we can talk about. I feel like I'm always that girl in that place, like, how did I get here today, God? Really?
You want me to go write your book?
We have talked about these things. We have some things coming up, so. Yeah.
So I'm curious, have you ever wanted to mentor young ladies to get into that world of football?
I have already.
Okay.
Yeah, and actually I was approached by a high school team out here to help coach.
Were you?
A boys football team, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
But you know, with my free time, currently I'm working 3 jobs to take care of my kid by myself. So it's like follow your dreams and try to make it, you know, that it's not work. And that's, I think, the goal for everybody is to enjoy what you do every day and make money at it enough at least to survive and help others, and then just enjoy it.
That is an incredible recipe for humanity. Thank you.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Let's move on to this guy.
Yes, thank you.
Holy
moly.
Her voice is easier to listen to.
Oh, thank you.
Taylor, where are you from?
So,
tell us all the things about you.
Yeah, I was actually born in California. My father had a job in insurance out there, but when I was about a year old, he moved to New York City. Well, we moved to New York City, and he manned a company in the Twin Towers for a while. Created his own company in 2000, so everything was good there. But yeah, I grew up on the East Coast in New Jersey, Princeton, New Jersey, right by the college. Yeah. I mean, I know I don't want to. Oh yeah, we talked about this. Yeah, I have no interest in going back to New Jersey. But it was a great childhood. My parents were divorced early on, but I had a good taste of mother and father growing up, so I had the best of both worlds. I was approached by a Marine recruiter my senior year of high school. Well, I guess more like sophomore year of high school, and I was going to join the Marines. Father said no, my mom said yes. So I did do it. I joined the Army at 18, and like you were saying in my intro, which I appreciate, I was a Army bomb squad technician for about 7 years. Did a couple deployments. I spent 18 months in Afghanistan throughout my career, and then kind of like Paul, saw some guys with beards on deployments with cooler guns than me. So I was like, I'm gonna go do that.
I could grow a beard.
Yeah, right. A fabulous beard.
So I switched to Special Forces after that. That was about 3 years of training to become a medic, Special Forces medic.
Did that for about 5 years, and I just retired medically in November.
How long did you spend?
13 years. So like 12 years, 11 months.
Mm-hmm. You know, Taylor, you don't have to answer this if you don't want.
You didn't give me that
But,
option.
yeah.
No, Justina, you got me.
I know.
Yeah, your avoidance was so obvious that I couldn't let you get away with that. Right?
Ratings.
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah. Well, Taylor, you've seen some stuff. You've dealt with some stuff. All right, it helps. What is happening upstairs?
They're trying to beat us.
They're trying to beat us
Sound
down
out
there. Yeah. So you share with people. What did your service? What did it create in you?
Yeah.
Yes.
I would say a lot of like wisdom, but some like the darker things, it built up like a level of anxiety that I've had a hard time of turning off. Which I feel like is becoming more and more common the more chaotic lives we live. But my bomb squad deployments were very stress inducing. Like, as you can imagine, walking up to bombs and hoping it doesn't go off, and then you go back, and I don't know, your dial just starts to go higher and higher and higher, and you expect to be able to turn it off when you get home, and then it's just still up here. So your body almost like craves that stress in a weird way.
Yeah.
And then I didn't get out. I went special forces, and I was a medic, so I was around a lot of trauma and blood and stuff like that. So very like stress inducing, and it's been a struggle to get out because now I try and live a very, I don't know, I like to use the word monastically, like very monk-like, just very calm and just to myself. But it's hard sometimes because my body wants the noise of war. Like people say, you get addicted to war. You can probably relate. It's true. But I don't like to do it. I don't want to live that way. So for me, I've just had to find a lot of outlets to calm down. So I'm in music production, I DJ, I do meditation religiously at this point. I stretch, I work out, and I have a lot of outlets to like calm my mind down. So
That's good.
That's like-
self-care.
yeah, exactly. So it's like a bad thing that I've built up that huge tolerance to stress, but it's a good thing because now I can like handle it in a way. So like maybe stresses of life don't stress me out as much, or sometimes I overreact to them. So it's kind of like this weird middle ground. But yeah, I'll take any of it back though. It's been I like who I am today. I can handle life, but I just have to have my outlets sometimes. I have to like dirt bike sometimes and just feel like I'm going crazy, like you know. I still need the adrenaline sometimes.
Yes. In a healthy way.
Yeah, in a healthy way.
Yeah. I don't know how healthy dirt bike and adrenaline is, but
Yeah.
okay, we'll go with that.
I'm brave of you to share that though. I think that's awesome. Like,
Well, that's the connecting points, right?
Right.
Well,
Exactly.
when we're talking about connecting with humanity, the reason we have Veterans Voice is because we want to have an outlet or an opportunity for people that have gone through. There's so many people that have been where you guys have been,
Right.
and they need to hear that we can make it.
Yeah, that's one of our biggest points. One of the biggest things we bring up in the podcast in Veterans Voice is that shadow silence. And Taylor and I are both very, very open about our behavioral health, our mental health. I had a really hard time. I almost had a heart attack because my anxiety got so bad. Typical thing, shortness of breath, tightness of chest, and I'm like, this is bad. So I pulled into the doctor, the PA on base, hooked me up the EKG, and I came in. They're like, you need to go to the ER right now. You're having a heart attack.
Oh,
Yeah, I was like, that doesn't help my blood pressure.
Right.
But it just ended up being a full-on anxiety attack. Like Taylor said, that we built up this huge resilience being in the military, and being able to compartmentalize things and being able to just say, I'll deal with that later, mission first.
Yes.
And finally one day, it's just that the pot finally boils over, and I could no longer control my anxiety to the point where it almost killed me. So, go back to the podcast, Taylor and I are very, very open about our mental health because we always say that someone could come on our podcast and tell a story and it could save someone's life.
That's
Absolutely.
right. Yes.
Someone could be sitting in their basement in the bottom of the bottle, and they listen to someone tell a story that's similar to theirs and how they got through it, and they're like, oh wow. someone else is going through the
That
same thing.
meets them where they're at. That's incredible. So Paul, what would you say is something that Veterans Voice is challenged with, has been challenged with this past 8 months, and how are you guys overcoming it?
I would say growth. Growth is probably our biggest hurdle at this point. Dealing with
And when you say
sponsorships.
growth, be specific there, because we want.
Getting listeners.
Help them
Getting
grow.
getting listeners.
Yeah,
Getting people to listen to what we have to say.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, more importantly, like getting our story to people so
Yes.
that they can learn and benefit from it. Not so much just getting listeners, you know, like we really we feel like our story matters. Like me and Paul just shared a very small portion of our story, but we have people on there every week that share those kind of stories. And like your typical interview would be a veteran, they struggled, they got out of the military, they had like a low point, and then they found outlets in a good way. So then they share those outlets, and that's the story we want to share with everyone. So like, well, he does this and he does that. He found music, he found meditation, and then we can all grow together. And that's why like our motto is "You're not alone." So maybe it's just a podcast, but you can listen in and hear these stories and see, hey, I'm not alone. Like here's this guy who struggled with this and he found meditation. Maybe I should try meditation.
Yeah.
So
And Taylor and I, neither of us have any formal education about this.
Yeah.
Like, they came up to me one day and said, "Hey, do you want to host this podcast?" I was like,
But you lived it.
"Yeah,
There's nothing better than that. Like,
yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely."
an
But it's the
educated
technical-
person just watching could never explain it and reach the people that we can when we talk about what we've been through.
Absolutely.
Well-
Yeah, and it's the technical aspect. That's the other hurdle is that technical aspect. We're learning every day. We don't have you know the degrees, the background like that. We were just guys that have, I feel like, really good stories that we want to share with people because we're open and honest about everything we've been through. But when it comes to the technical stuff, sometimes it gets a little sketchy.
fun. Fun to
I
learn.
know, we get that. I mean, look at our setup here, we're down in a bunker.
Yes.
But we're making it work. I mean, it's,
I like it.
yeah,
I love the bunker.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
a
think
good bunker.
it's cool.
Yeah, it is
Bunker.
cool.
It reminds me of a high school like classroom.
Yes.
From my age.
Back in the day.
Like the 90s high
Yes, the
school
90s
classroom.
high school.
No, Justina, just with you for a while, because I know you said that how you grew up, it created that passion in you to be able to help military and be a part of spaces like Mount Carmel, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So what do you see happening with Mount Carmel? We've always wanted to partner with Mount Carmel too, because you guys have such a great space. A guy from Feel Long just recently died, Jay. Yeah, that supports that. I mean, most fully almost.
Well, it was his
It was
vision
his
with
baby.
Colonel Bob.
Yes.
This is how it all came together.
So tell people what you guys have going on in Mount Carmel.
Whew. So we have a lot going on. Everything veteran, literally, even to include their spouses. So everything from behavioral health, transition and employment. Spousal will reach out in events, you know, that's where I love to be. We like to throw big parties and get everybody out and get everybody networking. But you know, we have next chapter, and next chapter, I think we're at 1,000 veterans that almost took their lives, and they didn't now, 1,000. And that's how many we've reached, and that's just the tip of the iceberg, guys. That's,
Oh
I mean,
my, really?
we have 5 bases here in our little city, right?
Mhm.
And just think about that. Think about how many people that is. We are one of the most heavily military populated communities.
In the nation.
In the
Our
nation.
capital. Yeah, absolutely.
And now because of the reaches that we're getting and all that, now we are, you know, we're in Trinidad, we're in Westminster, we're in Pueblo, you know, so we're growing quite rapidly because there's a big need for veterans and afterwards, you know, everything.
Yes.
So for their disability benefits and all that stuff, we have places where they can come in and they don't have to wait in line. We can help them skip the line. But literally, we have food distribution. So anything that they need, the first step is just coming through our doors and saying, hey, I need help.
I need help.
And we take it from there, you know, and it's a welcome place. And we, like you were talking about, wherever you are, come in and we'll go from there.
Right.
Because it's never just one problem, right? It's a bunch of things. We want to help you with
We're
all
people,
of it.
we're complex.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got all these services. How's the reach now? Are we reaching people with the message of Mount Carmel? Is there a gap there, a deficit? Well, what's your take on that?
So, and I'm glad I feel like this is something where I was kind of dropped by God in this spot, right? Because I am one of those people we know that's like, hey, everybody over here, and I feel like every day as we grow, I mean, our meetings have gotten to the point where we don't have enough chairs on a Friday morning huddle, right? So that's just to me, that's a beautiful thing. Like, you're growing that much, but that shows you how much help we need. So we're growing, we have a grant department that is working really hard because this thing does not feed itself. We need a lot of help.
Yes.
I mean, this is millions and millions of dollars to support all of our veterans that right now are struggling.
Yes.
And it's a big
Is
problem.
there a partnership with other groups? Because there's a lot of groups in the Springs that
Yes.
reach out there, and you guys partner with them as well?
Yes, we do. Yep.
Okay.
And that's good too, because what if we can't do something for that person? We know
Yes,
who
exactly.
will do that,
Right.
So from Springs Rescue Mission to Care and Share to, it just depends.
Yeah.
And you guys are helping us and we appreciate that, so.
So I have a question on Mount Carmel. Do they support spouses that are have had to escape situations and
Yes.
yes, and what does that look like? 'Cause that's not known in community.
Well, we do anything veteran, so even with the spouses,
But if they're no longer a spouse,
but they've been affected by that, they come in and that's all they need to do.
okay.
You come in, it's a safe place to speak, it's a safe place to talk, and depending on the situation, we'll help them wherever they're at.
The thing is too, partner with other organizations. Mount Carmel is a very much get to yes, right? So if that person comes in and doesn't necessarily qualify for anything, this or that, there's other organizations out there. It's a phone call.
Right.
So it's get to yes. We're not going to turn anybody away.
Okay.
But we have resources. We know other people that have resources to be able to at least point them in the right direction.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we actually just had Kirsten, our behavioral health head in our Mount Carmel Department for Behavioral Health, on the Veterans Voice podcast, and she talked extensively about that. So that'd be a good one to listen to, like spouse specifically, and then the veteran also. So.
Okay. Because they, serve at
That's
large
correct.
as their own way. I mean, I did it for 10 years. It's a thing.
Yeah.
But there is the stigma of you can't report things, you can't say things, you're going to affect husband or wife's career if you do, all the things. So, but they're human and they shouldn't be left behind or forgotten or anything like that. So I have a huge heart for that because I was a key spouse, and there are a lot of women and men who may have had to escape situations. So just knowing that is a resource that they can have a safe place at Mount Carmel, that's huge.
Yeah. Thank you all for all that you do. Taylor, you seem to be really, really involved in the work that's happening right now. What's the challenge for you right now as you think about the vision of voices and
Veterans Voice.
Veteran voices, and what else do you want to do, man? Do you know what you want to do?
Well, he's a teacher. He wants to be a monk. Do you have an orange garb thing? He does have one.
He walks around downtown selling beads.
Yes. Do you want to make beads?
Yeah. So you mean like in life in general?
Yes.
Yes.
Man, well, right now, I would like to be on the male lingerie football league. No.
I know somebody. I got you. We will help you with your dreams.
I'd like to see
And because they pay a lot in here, I'm just gonna let you know.
Yeah, I can just expose that.
Exposure.
It is definitely that.
So that's what I'm training for. No, I got a lot of dreams. I mean, I don't have any children with 2 legs, but my girlfriend and I have 3 dogs. 2 Great Danes and a little pit bull.
Oh,
So,
wow.
outside of the Veterans Voice in Mount Carmel, I actually run a small finance business out of my house where I do day trading and investing for a firm.
Oh,
So my whole goal is to just stockpile finances so I can move out into the mountains. And like my whole goal would be have 10 to 20, maybe more, maybe a little bit less acreage out in the mountains somewhere, get a bunch of dogs and just live my life. So that's kind of like my short to medium term goal.
mhm.
And that would be like I also do like volunteering at the Humane Society, so I'd like to expand off of that
So you
into like my
love
own
pets.
practice. Yeah, dogs specifically.
For dogs specifically.
I'm not against cats, I just don't get along with them. They don't like me. But maybe, I don't know, cats are really smart, so maybe that's for a reason.
What do you consider like doing service dogs, training, anything like that?
Yeah, so I don't know. More of like just a shelter for like, because working at the Humane Society, they get overflown.
Oh, yeah.
Overflowing, yeah. But dogs, so like just going in there, I met an elderly lady, she was probably in her late 80s, and her husband had passed like 10 years ago. And on like clockwork, she would get the oldest dog in the shelter, just no matter what it was, 180-pound Great Dane, 10-pound Chihuahua. She would just take it in, give it a good couple years as it was on its way out, and it would die, and then she would go get another one. And it just really inspired me. But every time it was the oldest dog in the shelter. She came right up to me, which one's the oldest one? And it was like this 15-year-old Chihuahua with no teeth and all strangly. She's like, I'll take it.
Oh,
It was the cutest thing.
I know.
Yeah, but doing something like that just out in the mountains.
That's a great gift.
And your girlfriend's down with that?
Yeah, for sure. She's an engineer, so we're trying to get her.
Introverted, so
Yeah.
she can handle that. I could not be stuck.
I think she's the extrovert in the relationship.
Oh, is she?
She's introverted,
Okay.
Yeah. I'm introverted until I like get talking with people, and then I want to really get into the conversation.
Yeah.
So you like deep
Yeah,
conversation.
that's why I like podcasts.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I'm in music production and DJing, so I'd like to eventually get my music to a point where I'm performing it. It's a very niche genre of EDM though, so
What's
kind of
EDM mean?
Really, Frank?
Yeah.
You don't know electric dance music.
Yeah.
How would I know that?
It's like
You
house.
Yeah.
It's like rave.
Old house music, we used to call it house music.
It's the old
He's
house.
like,
Yeah, we called it house music.
You would hate it.
let's take Frank to the EDM concert after this. Look at your DJ stuff.
It's like the same beat over and over.
Give us tickets, I'll bring them. I'll have John drive us.
But I enjoy it. Yeah, music has been an outlet for me to like, it's almost like a form of journaling. You know, I sit at my computer, I get a bunch of sounds, and I'm just like painting this picture, and then to listen to it back, and it's something that people can listen to.
That's cool.
It's pretty cool.
He had my son and one of my son's buddies come over and had them make a song together.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
their voices
fun.
were on, like, drop that beat.
Yeah.
Aw,
It was
cute.
so cool.
I got a little DJ stand in my basement.
Oh,
Just
that's
hang out.
cool.
Speaking of DJing, you know, so what's the primary thing that you do on your show?
For Gnarly
Sundays.
101.
Yeah,
Well, you guys sing too.
yeah,
I do the national.
yeah. Her and I are gonna be
We're
judges
judges tomorrow
in
night.
the thing that you're doing. Yeah.
So I did make it to the semifinals.
Yeah, I
Well,
heard.
very
Well, of
excited.
course you did.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah.
Lots of good talent out there. You guys got a hard job ahead of you. So, and I may come out tomorrow night too with a couple.
Oh,
of
good.
things, so.
Okay.
Come on out.
But I really want to pack the house when I get there because that's really important. But yeah, it's I don't know yet. I really just want to share the events, share nonprofit, like get the words out. I just want to keep spreading the good. And for me, I love journalism. I didn't get a degree in it, and I thought, you know, if I can just go in there and see the good news, because news right now is so negative. Every time you turn on the
That's
channel,
why we exist.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
it's like, wow, talk about overwhelming, and it just leaves you with the worst feeling. And I want people to be able to turn on the channel and say, hey, that's awesome. Look at these people, they're doing good things, and kind of inspire people in a different way and show them there is good out there. You know, and get ratings that way. You don't have to get ratings with the negative stuff all the
That's
time.
right, exactly.
Yeah, we have
Let's turn the
similar-
positive on.
We do.
Yeah, we have a similar goals as you, as we do
I
to be
love that.
encouraged here with Frank and Lisa as well. You know, we do something incredible every week, Lisa, don't
Yes.
we? But first of all, us being here is incredible.
This is
Yeah.
true.
We just thought we'd
Let's
throw
just
that in.
throw that down.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're welcome.
I like the confidence.
But yeah, but we have a goal. There's a reason we exist. So we want people to do specific things on this show. You guys have been so wonderful in this space today. Thank you for, I mean, your transparency, your vulnerability, almost, and all of this.
She opened up.
Hey,
I'm messing with
I can really up to that. That's a whole other show.
We'd have to kick them out.
Yeah.
You need at least an hour.
Or two.
Or two.
Or two.
Yeah, but my man is gonna have a camera that he wants you to look at. You don't have
Oh,
a
not
camera.
today.
Oh, there's
right
camera
there?
right there on
Okay,
top.
we're doing
Yeah.
that
I
camera.
want you to tell our audience something hopeful and encouraging today from the heart of Justina Baker.
Oh my goodness. Something hopeful and encouraging today. Be grateful for the doors that close. I think that's one of the hardest lessons I've ever had to learn.
Be grateful for what?
The doors that close.
Oh.
Because sometimes you pray and you pray and you pray and you think you're getting what you want, you keep wishing for something, and later you realize that was not what I wanted. And that door that closed led you to another door that leads you exactly where you need to be. And that's the journey I'm on right now. So don't give up. Don't let a bad day turn into a bad life.
Oh, that is so
Love
good,
that.
right?
That's deep. Mic
Yeah.
drop right there.
Yeah. And how do they reach you?
Right where I am right now. Actually, I got goosebumps.
Okay, but if someone wanted to reach out to you at
Oh.
Mount Carmel for the work that you're doing, is there contact information you can get?
They could just call Mount Carmel and
Yeah.
they'll patch them right through to me, and I'm here to help. And I do a trunk retreat too, October 27th, with all the nonprofits, and it's free, open to the public, open to the community. Frank did a commercial for it. And so that's going to be a fun way. So if you want to get involved in the community, they're a really big block party. 25,000 people came.
Wow.
Just off of a crazy little idea.
Yeah.
If you ever need MCs, we're happy to host that.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a blast. So I'd love to have you guys out there again this year. But yeah, just lots of ways to find me. I'm everywhere.
Justina Baker,
Yes.
Mount Carmel, and other things that she's involved in our community.
Thank you.
She loves Colorado Springs, which means she loves you.
That's true.
I wrote, so yeah, thank you for all.
Thanks
that you
for having me.
do.
I was honored to be here and grateful. Thank you.
Totally honored to have
Love
you.
watching
as well.
you.
Mm,
Community.
Yeah, do it like you mean it. All
I
right.
do.
Yeah, Taylor, same thing, man.
Same thing.
Yes.
I like what you said with doors closing. I'll just expand on it a little bit. Like Paul and I share our story about our traumas, but not everyone's been in the military or have PTSD from that sort of stuff. Like we all have trauma, and we all need to recognize it. So like whether it's relationship trauma or family trauma or combat trauma or any kind of scar, because we all have them. Like Justina said, be grateful for doors that close, but take the time to find the doors that need to be closed and close them yourself. So
Nice.
going back and finding those scars within your life, recognizing them, helping yourself cope with them in a healthy way, of course, and then closing them and being grateful that it's closed. That's mine.
Very
That's
good.
great.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
How can they
Veterans
reach you?
Voice. Yeah.
So yeah, Paul and I host the Veterans Voice podcast. It's on every podcast platform, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and we both work at Mount Carmel Veterans Service Center. So yeah, reach out to Mount Carmel. We'd love to have anyone on our podcast who's a local veteran or any kind of local resource. And yeah, call Mount Carmel, come on Veterans Voice podcast.
Come on. Paul.
My turn.
Yeah.
What I want to say is, you're not alone. Come out, tell your story. Be open and honest about your traumas, your struggles. Heal, and with that, you're always going to help other people heal. So, like Taylor said, not everybody's in the military, and our podcast is called Veterans Voice, but you can listen to it and still gain some knowledge from it. Because your trauma is your trauma. Trauma is trauma. It doesn't matter. Everyone's built a different way. But as long as you can be open and honest about it, that's how you heal. That's how you move forward. and then you can help other people if that's your thing too. So,
Indeed, indeed. You know, we want to be so grateful for you guys allowing us to come on
Yes.
Veterans Voice.
appreciate it.
That was
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yes,
wasn't
it was.
Yeah, yeah, we have a great, amazing, incredible Lisa Sennett here, as always, doing the work by my side. I'm so glad for you.
I'm so glad for you, sir. You're
Indeed.
amazing.
The Be Encouraged Show with Frank and Lisa. Hour number one, we had Paul Watson, Taylor Chapman, and the great Justina Baker on as well today. And they had such wonderful outcome in our conversation. So thank you guys for being here. We want to make sure that we encourage people through the day. This is Motivation Monday. Be motivated to do good things. And good things always starts with serving other human beings. We reach up to 45,000 a week on our podcast, vodcast, whatever cast you want to call it.
And growing.
And growing.
Yes.
Yeah, right?
Also now, we're not even tracking our Instagram live
No,
increase.
we
Wow.
don't. Yeah.
That's getting a good traction around the world as well. So check us out. It's our Instagram handle is Be Encouraged with Frank and Lisa #7.
Indeed. Follow us there as we go around the world spreading hope and encouragement in a world that seems to have lost its way.
Yes.
You don't have to participate in that. We'll be back hour 2 in a little bit.
So we're very excited to announce that the Be Encouraged Show with Frank and Lisa is now reaching over 30,000 listeners each week and growing.
And growing.
Why
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
So we're very excited to announce that the Be Encouraged Show with Frank and Lisa is now reaching over 30,000 listeners each week and growing.
And growing.
Why
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
So we're very excited to announce that the Be Encouraged Show with Frank and Lisa is now reaching over 30,000 listeners each week and growing.
And growing.
Why
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
So we're very excited to announce that the Be Encouraged Show with Frank and Lisa is now reaching over 30,000 listeners each week and growing.
And growing.
Why
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
So we're very excited to announce that the Be Encouraged show with Frank and Lisa is now reaching over 30,000 listeners each week and growing.
And growing.
Why
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
So we're very excited to announce that the Be Encouraged show with Frank and Lisa is now reaching over 30,000 listeners each week and growing.
And growing.
Why
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
So we're very excited to announce that the Be Encouraged show with Frank and Lisa is now reaching over 30,000 listeners each week and growing.
And growing.
Why
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
Well, welcome back, Lisa.
Welcome back, Frank.
This is the Be Encouraged Show with Frank and Lisa on Motivation Monday. And we're so glad to have you here. We're back with hour number 2 with some
Yes.
incredible human beings.
Super excited about the lineup here.
Indeed.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
Well, so who's our panel host today?
You are.
You are, Rebecca, right? Actually, you've worked months to get Mr. Ed Green on
No,
his
this is
calendar.
Fred
Right?
Green.
Or Fred Green. Ed Green couldn't
Ed
come.
Green Construction.
Yes, Ed Green
And
Construction.
Fred Green. Actually, getting Fred here wasn't that difficult. I just had a smile on him.
Aww, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
Well, welcome. So this to my right is Rebekah Combs. She's the marketing strategist at Ed Green Construction. She's passionate about helping others and working for a company that puts relationships over money. Wow, what a concept, especially for a
novel idea.
construction company. That's,
Yeah.
that's awesome. And Mr. Fred Green, he is retired from Ed Green Construction. You're going to hear about his family legacy on Ed Green Construction soon. He used to be the owner, but now his son is. And what's your son's name? Josh.
Josh Green.
Josh Green.
Yeah.
That's who
I heard
Who
something.
knows?
Corey.
Corey was the one.
Yeah, but
That's
Josh is buff like Corey.
Yes.
More buff than Corey.
Did you get to meet him?
I didn't.
Oh, okay. You just heard about his
Yeah, I
buffness?
just heard about his
Oh,
buffness.
okay.
Yeah.
Are they bodybuilders or something?
Yeah, they are body.
Aspiring ones.
Oh,
Yeah.
aspiring
Yes.
ones. Nice.
They're aspiring pretty well.
Yeah. That's awesome. And to my left here, for the two of you who may not know her, Miss Tammy Fogall's in the house here.
Yes.
She is working at KRDO doing sales with them. She has such a sweetheart and a spirit, always looking to help others. Your give back in community is huge, always has been. KRDO is very blessed to have you, I must say that, right,
Yeah.
Frank?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
There we
suckers.
Yes.
And I'm on the news radio side, because we have TV and we have radio.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So
Yeah.
I'm on the radio side.
You're on the radio side.
All right.
Yeah.
You
Well,
guys know something about that?
yeah,
Yes.
a little bit.
Yes. It's our specialty. Year and a half in,
Yes.
we're having fun.
So, Rebecca,
Yeah.
you are the panel host, so you get to go first today.
Okay.
As far as telling our audience a little bit about who this incredible young lady is.
All right. Well, I don't really know where to start. Should I look at you or look at the camera? Which is better?
Yeah, look at the camera. We want to
Whatever.
seeing you.
You can do
You're a
that.
pretty good looking woman. We'll throw that in for free.
Yeah. Well, where are you from originally? Let's start with that.
All right. Originally, I was born in Montrose, Colorado, so I am a Colorado native. And we moved to Durango, Colorado. Well, Bayfield, but it's really close to Durango, and nobody really knows where Bayfield is. No, we always say Durango, but we moved there when I was 5. So I grew up in the country, and we had horses and donkeys and goats and
Donkeys?
turkeys.
Asses?
Yes.
You
I'm
were
very,
just
I'm
dying
very,
to say
I'm
that.
very sorry.
I wanted to say that so bad,
Very peeved.
because I never curse.
Yeah,
So-
you never does.
I'm very familiar with asses. I know how to handle them well.
Yes. Yes, you do.
Or they wild asses is what I'm
All of them.
At one time, yes. Until I lived in the state.
Yes.
Okay, I'll let you go. Sorry, not sorry.
You know we love you, Rebecca. Do you have
Love you guys
siblings
too.
on the farm?
I do. I was actually homeschooled, so we kind of had a close-knit family growing up. And I have one younger sister, and then an older brother, and then we lose track of 3 other older sisters. So there were 6 of us all together. I
6
think,
total.
right? So
Yeah.
6 total. And yeah, big family. And then I moved to Alaska with some of my siblings and lived there for a summer. And that was
Oh,
it.
just one summer.
Yeah,
That was enough,
I said
right?
that's all I was gonna do.
Yeah.
And I moved
And
back.
done.
Then I went to beauty school, so and did that for a little while. And then moved on to getting married and being a stay-at-home mom and homeschooling my kids. And I did that for 17 years.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Really?
You don't look old enough to do that,
And
to having done that.
right?
Yeah.
And then unfortunately I got divorced and started working in a coffee shop to get back up on my feet and met this great guy here. He really helped me get through a hard time in my life. He was a regular at the coffee shop and he was just so sweet and encouraging with everything that he would say and when he came in and we just kind of hit it off as friends and then he introduced me to his son and I moved up to Colorado Springs from Penrose, Florence area and started working for Ed Green Construction and enjoyed every minute of it. It's been about a year, well, over a year now.
Ah,
And,
congratulations.
Yeah, so,
Yeah, so we met you at Buzz with the Bees event
Yes.
downtown
Mhm.
Colorado Springs, and you were just a beacon of light,
Oh.
right? We were totally drawn to her,
Yeah. We
and
talked about you behind your back.
yeah, we did.
Oh.
The yes, but we were so excited when we met you because a lot of construction companies are not out there, like pounding the pavement, networking in the city, and this city is very relational based, right?
Very much
Tammy,
so.
Frank, I mean,
Yeah.
it's a thing. So for you to come in and recognize that and just jump in with both feet, kudos to you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I actually really enjoyed that whole market that Colorado Springs offers because it does have that small town feel.
Yes.
Even though it's a big
It's a
town.
big city.
Yeah, yeah.
And I just love the fact that I've been given an opportunity at Green Construction to help more people know about who they are, just because they are such great people. And
Yes.
it's been a real blessing to work for them and to know Fred too. So
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. You know, Fred, my son owns a large construction company in Denver called Elite Roofing.
I know who they are.
Yeah, that's my son, yeah, and daughter that are in that enterprise. And the construction industry, you know, if you walked up to someone and said, you know, what do you think about the construction industry? What would they tell us, Fred?
He laughs.
Well, years ago, it was just, really? You know, you work construction, yeah, but it's changing drastically now to where it's more, I don't know the exact word, but it's an important business. I mean, it's a needed business.
Oh, yeah.
And it's getting to be where it's harder and harder to find people to work it. So the employees are becoming more and more critical to the industry and more professionalism to the industry, and it's getting better and better. So that's the way I would talk about it.
That's awesome. Yeah. So you were in it for how long?
51 years.
Oh, my.
51 years, wow. So you were raised in it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So tell us about your family legacy, when it first started, how to unpack that a little bit.
Well, when I was really young, my grandfather was, he was retired, and it was a cabinet shop, so I helped him a lot in that shop, and he always told me stories about what they did. During the teens and 20s, there was not a lot going on, but there was a big need for a builder on the western slope where my family was, and so he built bridges and houses and cabins and whatever they needed. And they ran a little sawmill over there, so in the wintertime they cut the lumber and stuff for the business, and then in the summertime they built because of the weather and stuff, how it worked.
Very
And as they went through it that way, over the years, my dad was involved in it, and so was all his brothers and sisters. They were all involved in it. And they mostly lived in between Basalt and Aspen, is where they mostly did their lumber work and stuff. And, during the war, my dad joined the Marine Corps when he was 16.
That World War II?
In World War II, yeah.
Mm.
And while he was gone, they continued doing work for the government and stuff like that for the war. And they built a lot of bridges for the railroad and a lot of highway bridges and stuff like that. A lot of buildings for the federal government and stuff like that. But we're talking about the 30s and the early 40s.
Right.
Then my dad got out and he bought a truck and was hauling lumber over here from over there. And he met with a couple of the lumber company guys and they said, well, we're in bad need of a good contractor here. So my dad came over and he said, okay, let's get started. So we partnered up with another guy from Kansas. And they built the first subdivision in Colorado Springs.
The very first one.
That is so
Over
cool.
on Brookside.
Ah!
That is so neat.
Wow.
I mean, that was just, I guess, luck, whatever it was, they just did it,
But it's such a big military community here, and that a World War II veteran was the first to do that. That is really cool.
Well, and he was kind of the silent guy, he was more out in the field working and stuff, because that's where his experience was.
Right.
Right.
Where the guy that was from Kansas was more a boat person, and that's where he stayed, so.
Yeah.
But, they stayed pretty good, pretty busy. I worked for them a lot on and off when I was growing up, so.
So Fred, how many kids were in your family?
In my family?
Yes. Do you have siblings?
I have 3. I have 2 boys and a daughter.
Okay.
That's you.
Oh, that you
Yeah, that's mine.
procreated.
Yeah.
So they're your kids when you're the ones. Okay,
Maybe
got it.
But in my dad's family.
Yeah, okay. Oh, so only child.
2 girls.
Oh, and 2 daughters.
Yeah, oh,
Okay,
two daughters.
yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. So your dad's name is Ed. So your dad is
That's where
Ed
the
Green
Ed Green
Construction.
comes in.
Yes.
Okay.
Ah.
Yeah, they put it together, 70 something,
1974.
4, yeah, 1974. They brought me into it at that time, and they formed it, incorporated it in 1974, and him and my stepmother were running the show, and I was working the field and doing whatever. We did a lot of work for the phone companies, Mountain Bell at that time, and
Yeah.
AT&T, pretty exclusive with them. Built some of the first cell sites in the state, so, because we did a lot of remote work, high in the mountains and stuff like that, that not a lot of people knew how to do, but my dad was born and raised in the mountains, so it was done to him,
Yes.
So.
And your children are active as well now in the company, correct? Or
No,
just
they're
one son?
not. My
No.
oldest boy is.
Yes.
My youngest was for about 5 years, and he just couldn't handle the slow move of money, so he took off and doing his own thing. Now he's a vice principal at a Christian school in South Dakota.
Oh my.
He's doing real well for himself. Him and his wife's one of the teachers. They're doing quite well with that.
That's great.
You know, so we just want to highlight, Lisa, this is the 50th year anniversary for Ed Green Construction.
Incredible.
Right? Happy anniversary,
Yes,
sir.
happy anniversary. That's amazing.
Yeah,
I pretty much not involved in it much.
right.
You
Yeah.
know, I knew he was looking for a secretary, and I told her about it. I
Yeah.
said, "We went
Well, congratulations on your retirement and getting to do some of the stuff that you really enjoy doing.
Yeah, I'm a
So,
farmer.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, which is so cool.
Yes.
I grew up on a farm in North Carolina myself, so yeah,
I love doing it.
yeah, I didn't. So I'm sitting here.
Yes. But he was from South Carolina, North Carolina, cotton fields.
Cotton fields, tobacco fields, yeah, all of those different agricultural spaces and stuff, yeah. Yeah, so I grew up doing that.
Well, mine was just a hobby. I just
Yeah.
started doing it so I could get away from business.
Yeah.
And now it's a job.
Yeah.
But it's okay, I like it.
Yeah.
It's a good place to retire.
Indeed,
Right.
indeed. Yeah, Fred Green, we're so thankful for you and all that your business has done over the years. It's kind of been a trailblazer in our area in helping us in buildings and all of those things. Yeah.
And we had the honor of seeing your work up north. We drove all the way to Ellicott at the new middle high school. Gorgeous job there. We were incredibly
Had a
impressed.
great time with her and one of the muscle guys.
Yes. Your main muscle man.
Josh probably would say otherwise, because he's in the field a lot as well. Yeah, Tammy, look, this is just a little bit different.
It is.
Matter of fact, our company had the privilege of putting on your roof at your house.
Oh, uh-huh.
Yeah, so, you know, I didn't say our company.
Been a few years.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
been a few years back, and so tell the people, you know, you have such a great presence in our community. You really do. You just exude goodness.
You
That's
really
very
do.
sweet. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
I remember meeting you at the Southern Colorado Women's Chamber breakfast way back in the day when I just moved here, got my job going on with business development, and you were just so warm and welcoming, and prior spouse as well, active duty spouse, right? How many years?
20?
Yes.
20
Yeah.
years.
And which I needed to meet you then, because I was just getting out of being a prime key spouse with the Air Force
Kicking
for
it to
10
the
years.
curb.
And in true Colorado fashion, I knew your sister.
Yes.
Oh.
Had known
Right.
your sister for years and years.
Yes.
And so that's how Colorado Springs works.
Yes. Which I didn't know the magic of it until then, and it was just incredible. But it's truly an honor to have you on our show.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you so much. It's an honor to be here, honestly.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about what's going on.
Yes,
Yeah.
you got tons going on,
Yeah.
new stuff.
So exciting. So, as many of your, viewers probably know, I was with the Business Journal and the Gazette for the Business Journal and the military papers, I should say, for many, many, many years.
Many years.
When I first moved to Colorado Springs, I was with the Gazette for a decade. So, I mean, I have been in the business for a while. But then they closed, which was extremely sad, but it's up and running again. And so the Gazette was gracious enough to take me back, and I was over there for about a year. And then I had a friend that worked at KRDO News Radio, and he said, Tammy, I want you to come work for us. The guy's getting ready to retire, and I thought, oh gosh, what an opportunity. Never sold radio before, but it has been an amazing experience. I've gotten to voice some commercials, which I was terrified to do. But
You have the voice for it.
oh, they make you sound really good. So yeah, so it's been really exciting. I've been there for about 9 months now.
9 months.
And they're a family-owned company, so you just kind of feel like you're, part of the group, and because it's not a corporation, things can move so much quicker.
What family owns KRDO?
They are out of Missouri,
Oh.
and
I'm
the
sorry.
name is just gone.
I'm sorry. Which one is my life?
I should know that. In fact, they're coming to visit in about a month.
KRDO, Channel 13 on the TV side,
Yes.
and you are KRDO Radio. What value proposition do you guys have for us in the community on the radio side?
Huge. I mean, we basically are local, in up to our elbows and local, which is great. It's not a lot of national ads, it's primarily local. And, it's nice because we have the TV station there as well. So we're able to, help each other out if somebody wants that over radio. In addition, though, we have so many digital opportunities that people need to be aware of. Streaming TV, digital campaigns. I mean, we run the gambit of advertising.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, if you're not hitting digital in today's world, then you have really missed the mark.
Yes.
Right?
And I do so much teaching when I go out and visit my clients because a lot of them don't know about digital. Rebekah actually ran a streaming TV commercial though for Ed Green, and the numbers that came back were amazing.
Were they phenomenal?
They were amazing. We were even surprised at how great they were.
Did you bring her on? Did you Are you her guest, or did we bring you on?
She
Oh,
brought
you
me on.
did.
And it's funny because I met Rebekah at the same event
Yeah,
that you
the
guys
same
did.
one.
Oh,
The same
really?
exact one.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
So you were putting
funny.
it out there.
Yeah, she was. She's
Yeah.
killing it that
She
night.
really was. And
Yeah.
she's been great. We've
Yes.
gone to several events together.
Yeah.
And
Are you still advertising with KRDO now?
I
Or
think
they just
we're
ended.
on the
They
end.
just ended.
Oh,
Yeah.
they just ended.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
yeah.
All
And
right.
then she was
Yeah.
great. She
Yeah.
really.
Yeah,
like
so
she
we get
said,
to
she did
facilitate the
everything.
breakup.
No, I hope not. I hope not. No breakup here. No breakup here.
I still love you, darling. Yeah.
But the radio station is on 3 places on the dial, 105.5 FM, 92.5 FM, and then 1240 AM. I always forget.
1240,
Yeah,
yeah.
and a lot of people can stream us
And
too.
there's a great guy leading your radio effort on air right now.
Yes.
That I just
Is it
love
Dan
him.
Rochelle?
Yeah, Dan
We
Combs.
had
right
him on
next
the
to
show.
Yeah, we
I
have
know.
him on
Yes.
here. Yeah,
He was
yeah.
very excited.
Yes.
He told us all about it. But
Yeah, he's an
Yeah.
incredible guy.
yeah, Dan
Yes.
sits right next to me. Just had surgery, so he's in a sling right now.
Oh, yeah, he
But-
told us he was gonna go in for surgery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's healing
So-
well though? He's okay?
Yeah, he's
Okay,
getting
good.
better. So Dan is fantastic, and he does a lot of interviews with our clients, and so yeah. He's an asset.
Yeah.
So he did us, on the
Yeah,
radio.
interviewed us on
Yes.
radio.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, it was a little short spot.
Yeah, very
But-
short.
But we're so awesome that we don't need no sign.
Yes.
Right, so I'm
We're
just
cool
saying,
like
I
that,
thought I'd
Tammy.
just
You
throw
know
that in
this,
for
Totally
free.
are.
Right, yeah.
Totally are.
We lean on you to get us in bigger spots. We go back with you further than Dan.
You do actually. Totally do.
Yeah, you want better ratings. How about
Yes.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
we'll throw that in for free.
Yeah.
Right. We won't even charge you.
But I love Colorado Springs, and my goodness, you guys do wonderful things for the community as well. So thank you for all that you do.
We
It's
love this
important.
joint.
Yeah, we
We
do.
do. This is my 41st year here in the Springs.
And me, 11
11.
in
I
July.
had 32.
I win. I'm just
Yeah,
saying,
you do.
I love winning.
He's so competitive.
I got more than you. In the Springs, right?
Yeah, not age-wise, but.
We're not that far apart, I'm sure, right? He looks well preserved. And mustache is rocking. I'm just telling you, that's
Yes.
cool. Yeah, you married to your same lady? How long you guys been married?
56.
What I'm talking about. Yeah, get around here and give a class. on that.
Actually, I do have a question on that. So, come on, we need some wisdom from Brett. What is your number one magic advice that you can give to couples to thrive together?
And buy her hot chocolate, everyone.
That doesn't hurt, does it?
Communication. I think it's the biggest thing in anything, really.
Yeah.
As long as you say what's on your mind and get it done, whether you like it or not, do it, you know?
Yeah.
It always comes to the best. It has for me. So,
Yeah.
That's
Congratulations on that.
Congratulations, yeah.
Because what you've accomplished is not very common anymore. I know I'm a divorcee. I was married for 20 years to my first wife. I've been remarried now to Michelle. This is our 18th year. So I've been married a long time. Lisa, the divorcee.
I have 23 years of marriage under my belt, but yes, I am twice divorced, happily. Now I've had a great man.
He's an amazing
He
man.
is.
He
He's
really
God,
is.
God is faithful.
Yeah.
I think our whole trick is that we like each other.
Yeah.
That helps.
You
That
know?
is helpful.
Yeah, we do. You know,
Yeah.
and that's just how it works.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, we still have differences.
Oh.
But I encourage them from her, and she encourages them from me. You know?
Yeah.
Speak your mind.
The advice he would always give me, because I met him right after my divorce, and through ups and downs and relationships that followed that, he would always be like, just let it flow, just let it flow.
Let it flow.
And
Yeah.
it's really
That's
one of the
good.
best advice
Yeah.
that I've been given is,
hard to get it across to her.
It's like, I don't wanna let it flow, I want it to go the way I want it to go.
It doesn't flow fast enough.
Yep.
Yes.
It's not a raging river.
Yes.
I don't wanna be on a lazy river.
Right, exactly.
You don't wanna be on the lazy river?
No.
It's not right to laugh at them, sure.
Yes.
I want that wild ride.
Yes.
How many days I love the lazy river.
Yes.
Yeah, just grab hold of my tube, baby, let's go.
Little bomb of food on the side.
That's right.
Down you
They
go.
have floating coolers now, you can bob as you go.
Woo!
So Tammy, I have a question for you. So how's it going on the home front? Your kids, what's happening? They just graduated. What's that look like?
So my daughter is in the Air Force.
Oh.
She's stationed up at Buckley.
And but
So
is she a
we're
reservist or
She
she regular?
is,
Oh,
she
reserve.
is, she's reserve, but she has been going strong for 4 years. She was security forces,
Mhm.
and that was a really hard job. Very proud of her,
Yes.
especially as a woman.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
she actually got Airman of the Year 2 years in a row.
Oh,
Which is
that's
like,
amazing.
but she had somebody to lift her up,
Mhm.
and she actually got nominated. I didn't even tell you this about this, right? As Military Person of the Year
Oh,
by the
wow.
Aurora Chamber of Commerce. And so I have just an incredible picture of her. She did not win, but just to be nominated.
Just to be
Oh, totally.
nominated.
Incredible.
What an honor.
Yeah.
And she's only been here for 4 years.
Yeah.
So she switched to finance, and my son just graduated from high school about 2 weeks ago.
Mhm.
Yay.
Mesa Ridge. So he's gonna go live with my daughter, and he's gonna go to school at Metro, and
Oh.
then my sister owns a Chick-fil-A in Aurora,
Uh-huh.
and so he's gonna go work for his aunt.
Oh,
So he's got a
fabulous.
job, he's got a place to live.
You're gonna
he's
be an
go to
empty
school.
nester.
Yeah. and
Like,
so
oh
my
my
husband
gosh.
and I, we've been married for 32 years, so
Uh-huh.
quite a ways behind you, but.
And you had got us married quite a while before you had babies.
Oh my goodness, I got married at 20 and he was 21. Had been in the military for like a year.
Yeah.
This was his first duty station at Fort Carson. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he retired as Army National Guard.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was funny, we told our daughter, go Air Force.
Yes.
They treat you better, you're, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
so we're like, even
I was
even
Air
dad,
Force
go,
as
go Air
well.
Force.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So-
You know, I will say this, my husband and I, we found, he's a dance instructor in the evening,
Uh-huh.
software engineer in the day, but dance instructor at night. We have a lot of new empty nesters coming to us for lessons
Interesting.
because he or she like completely promised to finally learn how to dance and, you
Got rid of
know,
the
so,
babies.
yeah, now that the babies are gone, they're like, what are we gonna do?
Well, it's so funny that you say that
Yeah.
because my husband and I are like, we're gonna have to get a hobby.
Right, exactly.
When we were younger, we were bowlers, and our kids grew up in bowling alleys.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but we're injured now because we're old.
Oh.
So I had
Sounds like
surgery
that.
on my shoulder and, you know, knee problems, and
I
he's
used
got
to
problems.
love bowling.
So I don't know about dancing, I
Yes.
know that that's not good for the knees, but we've got to come up with something, and your
Yes.
videos online are amazing. I don't even know how you make it look so easy.
We have a lot of fun.
Oh, I bet
Yes.
you do, I bet you do.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, she's into that.
I know, he's texting me, I'm like, I gotta go to dance class.
Bye.
Just
Yeah, right.
Well, if
Hit
y'all
a
have any
jig for me.
ideas, if you have any ideas on hobbies, let me know.
Okay.
Because we're looking for a new one.
There's
So,
fly fishing right up in Dubai. That's on my bucket list.
yeah.
If you guys are gonna dabble in that, tell me, I'll come with you.
I actually love fishing.
Oh, do
Do
you?
you?
I do love fishing.
You like fishing?
You know, I grew up taking care of my two little sisters when we went fishing, so no.
That broke you, didn't it?
I was untangling fishing lines, taking the fish off, baiting the hooks. Time I get my pole back in the water, then there was another one tangled, so. And my dad took off, he'd go fishing, cause he liked fish. You take care of your sisters, number. So I kinda lost interest in fishing. I like to hike into high lakes or something, and play around with it, but.
Well, a couple of guys took me a couple of years ago. I had never caught a fish in my 60s. Never caught a fish in my life.
Wow. from being-
And they took me up in the mountains to fish. I threw a thing in, yep, 7 seconds.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
Yeah, I caught like 20 fish that morning.
It was his lucky
I was
day.
like, I hadn't fished since, I don't wanna jack that up.
Yeah.
I was like,
The odds, right?
I was like, yeah.
You got that story.
That was so
Where
cool.
you out to
Wow.
rein it in?
Oh, right.
Wasn't that Rampart Reservoir?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Red
Yeah.
Park, exactly, yeah,
Yeah.
it's Steve Fisher took
Yes,
me there with
yeah.
another guy,
Good
yeah.
Oh, there's some great high lake fishing around here, man.
Yeah.
It's really good when you get into them.
Oh, yeah. I'm not a big, I don't, that's not my thing, but if someone could assure me that it would happen like that, I would.
Well, isn't that with most things? Yes.
People say, I just love the patience and the quiet. No, I wanna get fish.
Yeah.
I want some action.
Yeah,
Action,
exactly.
Yep.
Yes, young lady, what has been a challenge for you in the last year, now that you're in this space of you're kind of becoming the face of Ed Green Construction,
you are.
right? Good job. Throw that in for free, 'cause good job. You got a good face to be the face,
Yep.
then that's awesome, right? Right? Yeah, because that opens some doors as
Yes, it
well.
does.
So what has been challenging for you as you look at the space you're in right now?
So I think one of the most challenging things that has been is just trying to juggle a career and being a mom. It's a lot different than like working at a coffee shop.
Yeah.
Because the coffee shop, it didn't matter if I wasn't there one day or whatever, I could just pick up where I left off. And it's not the way here. Like, you definitely can tell when I've been gone, I have a lot of catch up work to do, and there's just so much to this job, and so it takes a lot more out of me, and I think my kids have noticed that, but it's also harder for them because I can't take as much time off for them, and so, but Ed Green Construction has been great. Like when my kids have programs or things going on at school, they're like, well, you have to be there. So I'm like, there's no question, you're going. And
That's awesome.
so it's been such a blessing. And they let me, rework my schedule to get my kids to school and the things that I need, and they work around that. So it's been such a blessing. And the job itself has been a challenge. I went from being the managing office manager and then rolled into the role of marketing strategist, and now that's even growing. And so I'm learning more about marketing and getting more education there as far as that goes, and just really challenging myself and trying to meet the role and really get Ed Green Construction out there so people can benefit from their services, because I think they're one of the best construction companies to work with, and they do great work.
She's pulling it together well.
That's awesome.
I would agree.
Help us out there. Thank
That's
you.
right, yeah, you're getting all kind of positive
Yeah.
enforcement, right?
Right?
Yeah, how many babies you have?
I have three
Three kids.
Yep.
Okay.
I have a 15-year-old, an 11-year-old, and an 8-year-old. So
Those are challenging ages.
Yes.
Awesome kids.
Yeah.
I know them all, they're awesome kids.
Are they really?
Yeah, they're good kids.
Yeah, awesome mom.
Yes.
Right, so, yeah, right, yeah.
my 15-year-old is going to be turning 16, and he's going to be looking for a car soon, so nobody knows.
That time of life, huh? Yes, indeed.
But that'll be helpful with the mom side of things. like
Yes,
Getting
yes,
the kids to
it will.
run and,
He's pretty busy though, because he's obviously going to be getting a job, and then he is in rifle through JROTC in his high school. So
Okay.
during the school year, he's
What school does he go
super
to?
busy. He goes to Fountain Park Carson High
Fountain
School.
Boys Carson, okay, yeah.
And he enjoys it. He loves it.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, wow. I know you don't have any challenges, young man, because you're like chilling like a villain,
Yeah.
right?
Just see you, hey girl, that's all
Yeah.
that matters.
Just checking out the hay.
Yeah.
Which haystack do you want to deal with first?
I go to the coffee shop in the morning, all of us old geezers will read the coffee shop, tell a bunch of stories. her and blame me.
Yeah.
I'll blame you for it.
Then they give me a long list that says, now you gotta tell her hi for me, you gotta tell her hi for me, you gotta tell her hi. I said, I ain't
She just
doing
makes
that.
an impression, doesn't
I
it?
ain't doing that.
Are you growing, hay?
I raise alfalfa
commercially?
grass.
Oh,
No, I have cattle.
oh, you have cattle. How many you have?
I'm down to 15.
15 cattle.
I had 60. And I told my wife, I said, this is too much. I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I made a deal with my wife. My wife was born and raised on a farm in Penrose. Her dad was a big time farmer. And my dad passed away and I had to take over the business. And I says, I can't do both of these, girl. I says, you know how to handle a farm? You do it. She's still in charge. I'm her hard hand. Okay with me.
Yeah.
So what's your plans for the cows? You're just gonna meet them up and then we can all enjoy it?
We raised them.
Yes!
We're huge carnivores, so.
There is no cows harmed in the filming of this show. Good to add.
Yeah, even when they go to market, they're not harmed. It's
Do you do all that though? Like, do you do that, like, you know, what's it called, harvesting?
The cattle?
The cattle?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That's what they're for. That's
Yep.
why God put them on earth.
Yes, okay.
that's the
We're-
grub.
we're-
You
we're
enjoy a good
aligned.
steak?
Yep,
Yeah.
I do too.
I do too.
I have my whole life, so.
yes.
Yeah.
But, mostly, right now, we got first calf heifers. We kept all the young ones, so they're all gonna have babies. We've got them all out in pasture right now.
Okay.
And, we'll sort out certain steers and then, sell some steers to some other people and stuff like that. And then take them to the sale barn, what's left. Can't let it, I mean, you can make it grow. It don't take long, you know, we got 15 of them. And by the time November 1st comes, we'll have 30.
Wow.
So,
You inspire me so much, I just sent my wife a message, please take out a steak.
We did that 2 nights ago.
I mean, we have my wife's whole life and my whole life and hers, took us together. Never bought a grocery store piece of meat.
Wow.
Ever.
No, hamburger, nothing.
I wish.
We
My
raise our
goodness.
own.
That is
We know what it is, we know where it is.
Yeah.
And it's good.
Oh, yeah.
That's so awesome, isn't it?
Yeah, I went down to Argentina back when I was 18 years old, and I loved the meat there. I mean,
Big
it's,
cattle country.
oh, yes. I mean,
Right.
man, you want to talk about some good. And there, they just give you a plate full of all this meat, nothing else, just meat. And I thought, oh, I'm gonna get so sick. I ate that whole plate. I did not get sick. It is huge,
And some of the
pure.
finest cowboys in the world come from down there.
Oh, yeah, down
The
under.
bull riders and stuff around here, they're
Wow.
awesome.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's,
It started as a hobby for me.
I think it's unanimous. Beef is what's for dinner.
Yes. Yes.
she's a marketer, isn't she?
And now I'm showing my age, I'm thinking, where's the beef?
Yeah.
Wendy's. Where's the beef, baby? Yeah.
Those commercials were awesome.
I grew up in the hood. We were saying that before Wendy's.
Isn't
Yeah.
it?
Walking around looking for it.
Oh my God.
Probably where you got the story.
I don't know where they got it from.
Did you hear that kid out there yelling, where's the beef? They got it.
Yeah, we should have got some residual from that. Right? Yeah, so what do you want to see this year, Tammy? You're in a new space.
Yes.
Because I know transition is not easy.
Right.
It's not, and especially at my age. I was like, can I do this? But radio is super cool, and all the digital things that we can provide. In addition to what I've mentioned already, there are. Have you guys heard of Tom Martino?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, he's awesome.
Out of Denver.
He's
Yeah,
on
yeah.
our show, so he can actually. What's the word I'm looking for? Kind of acknowledge folks if they want for him, you know, to kind of prep their business up and say good things about them. We've got Dave Ramsey in the afternoon, 1 to 4. People love his show.
Oh, yeah.
And they want to be, you know, recognized by him as well.
Yes.
And then we have shows on the weekend. Ken Moon, who, my God, this guy, he can fix anything. You just call with a question and he can tell you exactly how to fix it. There's nothing he doesn't know.
Like handyman style?
Yes.
Okay.
If you're a homeowner and
Yeah.
you need to know, should I do this or what should I do? He's got an awesome show that airs on Saturdays. And so he can actually do shout outs for people too.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So, you know, if anybody's looking at,
So it's
they're
great
in
for
that
the
realm,
trades.
oh, it's
Yeah.
fantastic. It's
Yeah.
fantastic. So, you know, I'm trying to kind of learn about radio and learn about how to fit people into where they should go
Right.
to get them the best results. And so
Absolutely.
So
that's kind of
now
my
that
goal.
you're new in the space, what's your big, hairy, audacious goal this year?
I just want to know it. I just want to know
Just
everything I
learning.
need to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I still am just taking stuff on. I've been there since October, and so still just kind of taking it all in.
Nice.
But
Yeah.
there's a lot.
Yes.
There's an
Yeah.
awful lot to know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
So
it's
why
really
would a person looking at you right now, Tammy, why would they call you?
I have been in marketing and advertising for over 32 years. So I can really help if anybody is looking to market and how to do it. Like I said, I do a lot of teaching when I actually do sales
Yes.
because a lot of people don't know about marketing.
Yeah.
And there is a little bit of magic to marketing. You obviously have to have the right message, you know, so that people are going to be contacting you. You've got to know how to do it. And, you know, if I don't know the answer, I will find somebody that does.
Tammy Fogall, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. Will help you out to get your message resonating in community.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for what you do,
That is
young
correct.
lady. You know, we do some great things, Lisa, don't we?
Yes,
As
we
far as what we ask of people.
Yes.
You know, I'm a little down. I'm gonna tell you guys this. It was a morning for me. I accidentally stepped on my cat and he died. So we had to take, so I left my wife in disarray because she is very traumatized by this event this morning. So it was really hard to come on and have the same, but because I'm a professional, I did it anyway.
I knew he would show up. I knew he would because you know how I knew he would?
How?
Because it gives you immediate encouragement when you are encouraging others, and that's what this show is all about.
That's what it's about.
That's right.
And it's an outlet for the things that
It
happen.
is.
Life is not easy.
It's not easy. Every day,
Yeah.
you never know what's going to be thrown your way,
Yeah.
and so I'm so sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
just-
you. Yeah, that was tough. It really was. So, 'cause I was never a cat person until I met Michelle, and you know, since she loves them more than me, I had to get on board with these bad guys,
Yeah.
right? So, right, yeah, and I learned to love them,
Yes.
and that's very hard. But with that being said, we are here. We got incredible people in our
Yes,
studio
we do.
today. You guys are so awesome.
Yes.
You guys are awesome.
Yes.
You know, we have you look at that camera there, young lady, and I want you to tell our audience something hopeful and encouraging, and then tell them how to reach you at Ed Green Construction.
Okay, let's see what I could say.
Just put you on the spot.
I guess I would just say that no matter how hard life is, it's always important to be kind and to make sure that you are there and available for all the people around you to help lift them up, because just like Frank said, he's encouraged when he encourages others. You never know when that opportunity will come to be a light in somebody else's life and to persevere no matter how hard it gets. and to keep going because we're all in it together and we all play a big role in each other's lives and we always meet somebody for a reason and you never know what that reason will be or what it will develop into and I always try to look for opportunities to be a light in somebody else's life. And what was the other part I was supposed to say? How to reach me. The biggest part.
Yes.
You can reach me by looking up at greenconstruction.com. We're also on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn, all under pretty much the same at greenconstruction.com. So we're pretty easy to find. And my name, of course, is Rebekah, and I will be happy to help you out with any needs that you have, whether it's construction related or otherwise. I'm always looking for ways to help other people, so.
Thank you.
Thanks for that.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, so Fred, we're so glad that, just the legacy, my friend. I mean, really, the legacy, your marriage, the thing, all the things that you brought to the show today were just incredible.
Yes.
So thank you so much, Sarah, for coming here and being a part. Do you want to offer anything encouraging to our audience today?
Well, as she was talking about the light, it's so much easier with the light on. It is.
Yes, it is.
It is. And be the light so that it can stay
So
on.
much easier.
So much easier, isn't it?
And if your lights don't work, call it Green Construction.
Yes, exactly. She threw that in for
Forever
me.
marketing,
I love it.
They'll make sure that your lights work.
Yes.
Now, an internal light, I don't know if I'm gonna do anything about that. The physical lights, they will make sure they're working. How
Yes.
about you, my friend? What do you have to say to our audience?
Well, I've been in Colorado Springs for a long time. I've done a lot of networking. I do know a lot of people, which I'm so thankful for everyone that I have relationships with. And I would say, business is hard, so don't give up. There are people that can help. And I used to always kind of give some of my clients a challenge. I would say, tell me anywhere that you need help in business and I will find a connection for you. And I have never missed that. I've never missed that mark. So, if you need help, please give me a call. My cell phone, 719-210-3312. And it's Tammy, Tammy, Fogall, F like Frank, Ogall with KRDO News Radio.
Thank you, Tammy.
Thanks, Tammy.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, this has been great.
It has been great.
Thank
Yes.
you.
So outro for us.
All right, so as we close up, we do want to talk about our amazing sponsors. So Cressio, our friend Joshua Aguirre, is passionate about uplifting the Southeast. And when you partner with his company, you will learn how to automate your sales funnel using tools like ChatGPT. So visit them at cressio.com to learn more. And of course, our amazing Karen Butcher with Wesco Insurance. She loves helping people save money and get the best service ever. So check her out, Wesco Insurance. And do you want to get more leads for your business?
Yes!
Obviously.
We do indeed. You need to visit us at beencouraged.net to become a sponsor. Listen, our world is in the midst of chaos right now. I mean, everywhere you look, there's negativity and hatred and discord. We have the message of hope and encouragement. You need to align your business with that message. Refuse to be engaged in all of the chaos and let us help you put your business aligned with that message out before the masses. We have a potential reach of over 45,000 a week on this show.
And growing.
And growing, yes indeed. So we want your business out. It's a very low barrier to entry to be a part of our sponsorship and help us extend the message out to the masses. Our platinum sponsor has seen an aggressive 900% growth in their business in just 7 months. Like and follow us on Facebook.
Yes, and LinkedIn. We're also on YouTube. And follow us now on Instagram. The handle is Frank and Lisa #7. Yes, but we are now doing live 30-minute interviews around the world. So check us out with that as well. We have international sponsorship opportunities with that.
We do indeed. You know why? Because the world needs to hear this message.
Yes.
And we want to make sure that your business gets an opportunity to unfold before that message as well. I'm Frank.
I'm Lisa.
We're the Be Encouraged Show with Frank and Lisa on Mondays. We love motivating people forward to be the very best that they can be. Once again, we had great people on today, Rebekah Combs, Tammy Fogall, and the great Fred Green as well here today. Join us next week as we once again pump out a message with hope
And encouragement.
Thank you.
Thank you.